very good morning. You're watching the Breakfast News on Rajya Sabha television with me, Frank Pereira. Here are this morning's headlines. After the expansion, the big cabinet reshuffle. Smriti Irani shifted out of the HRD ministry. Prakash Javadekar replaces her. Arvind Kejriwal's principal secretary along with 4 others remanded to 5 days of police custody in a graft case. AAP cries vendetta. Former Chief Minister Sheila Dikshit defends arrest. Seven killed as lightning strikes Gaya in Bihar. NDRF deployed in 2 districts in the state. 90,000 affected by floods in Assam. Brahmaputra flowing above the danger mark. FBI rules out charging Hillary Clinton of intentional misconduct over sending classified information from personal email. Donald Trump calls the development very, very unfair. Williams sisters reach the semi-finals of Wimbledon. Serena will play Russia's Elena Vesnina and Venus will take on Germany's Angelique Kerber in the semi-finals on Thursday. Let's begin the bulletin with our top focus. Now, after the big cabinet expansion in the day on Tuesday came the big cabinet reshuffle last night. And the biggest change has been the shifting of Smriti Irani from the HRD ministry to the textiles ministry. Prakash Javadekar, who was elevated to cabinet rank, takes her place. The other big change has been Finance Minister Arun Jaitley being relieved of the INB portfolio that now goes to Venkaiah Naidu. Here's a report.
Big reshuffle in the Narendra Modi cabinet. Most prominent change has been that of Smriti Irani. The high-profile minister has been shifted from the key Human Resource Development Ministry to the Textile Ministry. Her 2-year tenure in the HRD ministry was marked by several controversies. In her place is Prakash Javadekar, who has been elevated to cabinet rank. In another change, Finance Minister Arun Jaitley has shed the additional charge of information and broadcasting. In his place, Urban Development Minister Venkaiah Naidu gets the additional portfolio of INB but loses that of Parliamentary Affairs. In his place, Anand Kumar has been given the Parliamentary Affairs portfolio. Arun Jaitley, however, gets 2 deputies in the Finance Ministry, Santosh Kumar Gangwar and Arjun Ram Meghwal. Sadananda Gowda has been relieved of the Law and Justice portfolio and moved to Statistics and Program Implementation. In his place, IT Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad gets the charge of Law and Justice. Jayant Sinha has been shifted from Finance to Civil Aviation as Minister of State. The earlier MOS Civil Aviation Mahesh Sharma now only has Culture and Tourism. Cabinet Minister Chaudhry Birendra Singh has been shifted to the Steel Ministry from the Ministry of Rural Development. Piyush Goyal, who is the MOS in Power, Coal and Renewable Energy with independent charge, gets the additional Mines portfolio. Among the new ministers with MOS rank, Vijay Goyal gets Youth Affairs and Sports as independent charge, a post held by Sarbanand Sonowal before he became the Chief Minister of Assam, while Anil Madhav Dave comes in place of Javadekar in the Environment Ministry with independent charge. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Well, joining me for a chat right now is our correspondent Vishal Dahiya on the phone line. Vishal, yesterday we saw that the government carried out the second major cabinet reshuffle and there has been, some kind of a surprise as far as Smriti Irani is concerned, and there have been several ministers as well who've been relieved of some duties and others given additional responsibility.
Well, yes, indeed, as far as yesterday's developments are concerned, Frank, then yesterday it was clearly, not a reshuffle, but rather an expansion when the ministers were taking oath in Rashtrapati Bhavan. But clearly later in the night, what the Prime Minister has done comes across as a shocker. It's now no longer sort of a expansion or a reshuffle. It can clearly be termed as a reconstruction of the entire Union Cabinet. And the biggest losers in this reconstruction seem to be specifically those who were considered top favorites. That is Smriti Irani, Jayant Sinha, and both these ministers, not both of them, but in addition to that, Birendra Chaudhary as well. The Congress leader who moved to BJP just before the elections had got the plum portfolio of rural development, water, sanitation and Panchayati Raj, but he has now been shifted to steel. Same has happened with Smriti Irani. Smriti Irani now goes from HRD to textile. A clear sort of a political demotion in terms of allocation of ministries. But if you look at those who have been promoted or those who have gained, then a clear indication would be that it's the entire focus of this exercise has been on the low-key performers being awarded, and those who have spoken out of turn or who have been slack in their performances, who've been slack in their ministry's work, seems to have finally, lost the favor of the Prime Minister. And, if you look at this particular exercise in its entirety, it's really, really important to see that what we were saying till yesterday, that top ministers will not be touched, top ministries specifically, and the senior ministers specifically will be, allowed to remain in their saddle. That has not happened. It has been a complete shocker. The entire the ministry, entire cabinet has been, the pack has been reshuffled.
Indeed.
And those who were considered or seen to be really powerful, really closer to the Prime Minister, they seem to have finally found the axe.
All right. Thank you so much, Vishal Dahiya, for joining us there with those details and putting things into perspective for us. Now, and ahead of the reshuffle came the big cabinet expansion, the second since the Modi government took charge at the centre. Prakash Javadekar was the first to take oath at the ceremony at Rashtrapati Bhavan. He has been promoted to cabinet rank. 19 new ministers were sworn in after him, while 5 ministers of state were dropped. Here's more.
New faces and fresh energy in the Modi government. In an exercise to introduce new talent into his 2-year-old government, Prime Minister Modi on Tuesday expanded his cabinet. 19 people with Minister of State rank made the grade. Prakash Javadekar, who held the MOS rank with independent charge, was elevated to cabinet rank. The new additions include P.P. Chaudhary, BJP MP from Pali; Subhash Ramrao Bhamre, BJP Lok Sabha MP from Dhule; M.J. Akbar, BJP Rajya Sabha MP from Madhya Pradesh; Arjun Ram Meghwal, BJP Lok Sabha MP from Bikaner; Anil Madhav Dave, BJP Rajya Sabha MP from Madhya Pradesh; Ramesh Chandappa, BJP Lok Sabha MP from Bijapur; Purushottam Rupala, BJP Rajya Sabha MP from Gujarat; Jaswant Singh Bhabhor, BJP MP from Dahod; Rajan Gohain, BJP Lok Sabha MP from Navgaon; Mahendra Nath Pandey, BJP Lok Sabha MP from Chandauli; Fagan Singh Kulaste, BJP Lok Sabha MP from Mandla; Vijay Goel, BJP Rajya Sabha MP from Rajasthan; Anupriya Singh Patel, Apna Dal MP from Mirzapur; Mansukh Mandavia, BJP Rajya Sabha MP from Gujarat; C.R. Chaudhary, BJP MP from Nagaur; Ajay Tamta, BJP Lok Sabha MP from Almora; Ramdas Athavale, RPI Rajya Sabha MP from Maharashtra; Krishnaraj, BJP MP from Shahjahanpur; and S.S. Ahluwalia, BJP Lok Sabha MP from Darjeeling. Many of those who took oath expressed their happiness at being given new roles in the government.
अब जब तक विभाग स्पष्ट नहीं होगा तब तक प्रायोरिटीज़ कहना मुश्किल है, लेकिन मैं इतना कह सकता हूं कि प्रधानमंत्री जी जो अपेक्षा करेंगे उसको हम उनकी आकांक्षा, अपेक्षा, योजनाओं को पूरी ताकत और शिद्दत के साथ हम पूरा करने का प्रयत्न करेंगे।
बाबा साहब अम्बेडकर जी पंडित जवाहरलाल नेहरू के मंत्रिमंडल में थे, उसके बाद रिपब्लिकन पार्टी को इतने गैप के बाद मंत्रिमंडल में स्थान मिला है, तो मुझे बहुत बड़ी खुशी है। भारत के तमाम अम्बेडकराइट लोगों को एक अच्छी खुशी है और हम सब लोग मिलकर, मतलब मेरा जो भी मंत्रालय मुझे मिलेगा उस मंत्रालय का काम लोगों के लिए मैं करता रहूंगा, लोगों को जोड़ने का काम करूंगा, लोगों का विकास करने के लिए मैं कोशिश करूंगा।
समय पे मुझे खुशी हो रही है कि नरेंद्र भाई जैसे विजनरी प्रधानमंत्री के नेतृत्व में हमें सेवा करने का मौका मिलेगा, काम करने का मौका मिलेगा।
मोदी जी ने अपना मंत्रिसभा में अंतर्भुक्त कर लिया, ये मेरे लिए सबसे बड़ा खुशी का बात है और उनका नेतृत्व में मैं चाहता हूँ देश और असम और नॉर्थ ईस्ट के लिए कुछ सेवा बढ़ाऊं, यही मेरा मतलब मन का इच्छा है।
5 ministers holding Minister of State rank, who included Savarlal Jat, Ram Shankar Kateria, Mansukh Vasawa, Mohan Bhai Kunderia and Nihal Chand were dropped from the cabinet. In all, 4 MPs from Rajasthan, 3 each from Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh and Gujarat were made ministers in the second expansion of the Modi cabinet. Vishal Daya's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
Meanwhile, the opposition parties were muted in their response to the cabinet expansion. Congress, however, said that the Prime Minister Modi has utterly failed to address the issues of governance and delivery.
जो मोदी सरकार का ग्राफ था 2014 में जब वो जीते थे, वो ग्राफ यहाँ था, तभी वो इतनी बहुमत में जीत कर आए थे। वो ग्राफ नीचे गिर चुका है। अब मंत्रिमंडल की शक्ल बदलें, लोगों के पोर्टफोलियोज बदलें, अपनी बातचीत करने का तरीका बदलें, अब वो ग्राफ दोबारा ऊपर नहीं जाने वाला।
बीजेपी का विस्तार है ये। बात रही एनडीए की, मुझे लगता है कि अकाली दल को भी नहीं बुलाया, तेलुगु देशम को नहीं बुलाया, तो जो दुख उनका रहेगा वो शिवसेना का है। शिवसेना के मन में कोई दुख नहीं है। मैं सिर्फ ये सच बता रहा हूँ कि एनडीए का अगर होता तो हम बात कर लेते। ये विस्तार बीजेपी का है।
When Modi ji came to power, his famous quote was that minimum of government and maximum of governance. But now we find less of governance and more of government. So almost the quota is full. And instead of looking to the efficiency or the regional imbalance, it is focused on two aspects. One is the caste consideration, and another is the pre-election exercise.
Meanwhile, shortly after the cabinet expansion, Prime Minister Narendra Modi met the new ministers at his residence in Delhi. According to reports, the Prime Minister is believed to have asked them to stop celebrating and prepare for the monsoon session of Parliament. He's also asked them to visit their constituencies after August 15th. Expressing their gratitude to the Prime Minister for giving them an opportunity to serve in the government, the new ministers promised to do their best. Our correspondent Kriti Mishra spoke to the newly inducted ministers Anupriya Patel, S.S. Ahluwalia and Vijay Goyal soon after they were sworn in. Let's listen in to what they had to say.
Joining me is the newly inducted MOS, Mrs. Anupriya Patel. Welcome to Rajya Sabha Television, ma'am. This reshuffle, do you think it was more based on governance principle or it was electoral-driven exercise?
I think Modi ji always has governance at the center of his thought, and totally he has kept good governance in his mind while he, created his new cabinet.
Ahead of the UP elections, do you think that Apna Dal would merge with the BJP?
There is absolutely no possibility of Apna Dal merging with the BJP.
How do you plan to quell internal dissent within your party?
There is no internal dissent in my party. All my party workers are with me. And we've shown our strength in Jan Swabhiman rally.
We think that Kurmi votes would get drifted given the fact that, Beni Prasad has joined Samajwadi Party.
He's a tall leader. I have great regards for him. However, I think now people want that you must be with them in all times of struggle.
Lastly, what would be your priorities?
If I consider my state, if I think about my state, what bothers me the most is misgovernance by the Samajwadi Party and the erstwhile Bahujan Samaj Party.
Thank you so much for talking to us. Thank you.
I don't think it is late because I was performing my duty in different positions and different assignments were there to do. I was completing those.
You've also headed the Joint Parliamentary Committee on Contentious Land Bill. Is there a possibility of reaching consensus?
There are certain clauses we have already settled and few clauses are left.
Many call you the encyclopedia of legislative business. Do you think that your experience would come in handy in the floor management of the government?
Certainly, I believe one thing, that whatever bills are coming, the legislations comes only to benefit the nation. And I don't think that there is any party across party line in Rajya Sabha or Lok Sabha who is working against the interest of the nation.
You're known to speak your mind irrespective of the party position.
I am an open book. Everybody knows my mind, that I believe in only one thing, that you must develop the consensus and then move forward.
Joining me is the newly inducted Minister of State, Mr. Vijay Goyal. Welcome to Rajya Sabha Television, sir. Do you think that this reshuffle was more based on governance principle or it was electorally motivated?
I think it's mainly on governance principles.
You've been a minister in the erstwhile NDA government. Do you think this experience would come handy to you?
Definitely. At that time, I was very new in the cabinet. Now I am slightly experienced, I think so.
So what do you think about the constant tiff between the Delhi government and the centre?
नहीं, मुझे लगता है दिल्ली सरकार को डेवलपमेंट के काम करने चाहिए और झगड़ों में नहीं पड़ना चाहिए, ऐसा मुझे लगता है.
Thank you so much for talking to Rajya Television, sir. Thank you.
Meanwhile, the Union Cabinet also approved short-term loans up to 3 lakh rupees for farmers at a subsidized interest rate of 4%. The Cabinet also approved a decision to increase foreign investment from 62% to 74% in Axis Bank. Other decisions included clearing the National Apprentice Promotion Scheme, approving redevelopment of 7 general pool residential accommodation colonies, that is government quarters, and renaming of the Calcutta, Bombay and Madras High Courts.
किसानों को जो शॉर्ट टर्म क्रॉप लोन मिलता है उसको कैबिनेट ने अप्रूव किया है. दिस इज एप्लीकेबल फॉर ऑल द फार्मर्स, नंबर 1. दूसरा, ये शॉर्ट टर्म लोन है 1 साल के लिए, 3 लाख रुपए. तीसरा, मार्केट बैंकिंग लेंडिंग रेट है 9%. भारत सरकार इस पे 5% की छूट देती है, ये 4% पर अवेलेबल है.
Moving on now, the government is keen to get the landmark GST bill cleared in the upcoming parliament session, and to ensure that happens, the Finance Minister Arun Jaitley may reach out to the Congress. PTI is quoting a top government source and saying that Jaitley is likely to meet top Congress leaders to win over their support. The Congress's opposition to certain clauses in the GST bill has remained a major stumbling block in the passage of the biggest indirect tax reform law. The monsoon session of Parliament begins on July 18th. The government is banking on the support from smaller regional parties in the upper house of Parliament, and then to get support laws enacted by the year end so that goods and services tax is introduced from April 2017. The GST bill, which intends to convert 29 states into a single market through a new indirect tax regime, was earlier planned to be introduced from April 1st this year, but the deadline was missed as the bill to roll it out remained stalled in the Rajya Sabha. Well, in other news now, Rajendra Kumar, the Principal Secretary to Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal, and 4 others were remanded to 5 days of custody by a special court. All the 5 were arrested by the CBI on Monday in a graft case. Kumar is accused of being involved in a 50 crore rupees corruption scam. Documents seized by the CBI in raids conducted at his office in the Delhi Secretariat last December indicate that Rajendra Kumar promoted a company, Endeavour System Private Limited, in 2007. He is alleged to have misused his official position to facilitate tenders worth 9.5 crore rupees to the company. As Secretary to the Chief Minister, he is accused of committing irregularities in award of contract for a facility management system for the Trade and Taxes Department. Meanwhile, former Delhi Chief Minister Sheila Dikshit has defended Rajendra Kumar's arrest.
The CBI must have got some information, na? तभी तो ये किया होगा. ऐसे तो they don't go around attacking everybody and all. I don't think it is politically motivated, because remember about 5 or 6 months ago, a raid had also taken at that point of time. At that point of time, whether they had found adequate reason to arrest him or not.
दिल्ली सरकार के अलग अलग डिपार्टमेंट्स में जहां वो डील करते रहे हैं, जिन डिपार्टमेंट्स में रहे, वहां कोई आदमी नहीं कहता कि वो बेईमान है. लेकिन उसके बावजूद ये लोग यहाँ पूरी की पूरी सीबीआई लगी हुई है उनको दिन रात सिद्ध करने में. तो कहीं ना कहीं सीबीआई का इस्तेमाल करके, कहीं किसी और का इस्तेमाल करके, ऐसे लोग जो बहुत बढ़िया इकोनॉमिक्स को समझते हैं, बहुत बढ़िया टेक्नोलॉजी को समझते हैं, इनको यहाँ काम नहीं करने दिया जाए सरकार में, सिर्फ चमचों को काम करने दिया जाए.
Their certificate is only a certificate of convenience, perhaps for those who meet their political ends. With regard to Rajendra Kumar, there were inquiries against him by vigilance. Complaints had gone to the Chief Minister, yet he chose to keep him in his own office. Now they are fighting tooth and nail to protect him or to give him a certificate of honesty. Why? What is it that Rajendra Kumar knows that will be probably harmful to them if it comes out in the open space?
He should ensure that through a court-monitored investigation, there is a fair investigation is conducted, He can ask for that. He should demand for that. But instead of just politicizing the whole issue, which is a plain and simple case of corruption, he is just trying to protect the guilty.
Well, Delhi government's anti-corruption branch has sent a notice to former Chief Minister Sheila Dikshit asking her to join the investigation in connection with the 4 cases registered in the alleged water meter scam. During its previous 49-day rule in 2014, 4 FIRs were registered by the Aam Aadmi Party government in connection with the alleged irregularities in the Delhi Jal Board during the Sheila Dikshit government. The AAP-led government had directed the ACB to register FIRs in these cases of alleged irregularities in the Delhi Jal Board that allegedly caused a loss of 341 crore rupees to the state exchequer. Meanwhile, 2 notices were sent to Sheila Dikshit. In one, she has been asked to join the investigation, and in the second, she has been requested to inform the agency about a convenient time and place for the questioning to take place. It's time for a short break now, but news and updates will continue on the other side. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back. You're watching Rajya Sabha television. Well, 7 people have died and 6 others injured after lightning struck Gaya in Bihar. The situation has been made worse by torrential rains. Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar expressed grief over the incident and announced a compensation of 4 lakh rupees to the families of the victims. NDRF teams have been deployed in Bihar's Gopalganj and Darbhanga districts to tackle a possible flood situation in the wake of heavy rains in the state. The disaster response force is also camping in Muzaffarpur, Supal and Didarganj. In Uttar Pradesh, a 30-year-old man was killed when a false ceiling collapsed on him in Barabanki district following moderate rainfall. Scattered rainfall was recorded in areas including Mirzapur, Varanasi, Bareilly, Churk and Gorawal. The Met Office said heavy rains are likely to hit a few areas in the state today. Meanwhile, the Met Department has warned of extremely heavy rains in East Madhya Pradesh and very heavy rains in Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, Vidarbha, Assam, Meghalaya, Haryana, Chandigarh, Delhi, coastal Karnataka and Kerala. In Assam, nearly 90,000 people have been affected in the latest wave of floods across 7 districts. 257 villages in the state are reeling under flood. The Brahmaputra is flowing above the danger mark. More than 6,000 hectares of crop has been damaged. The army said that its flood relief columns are in full readiness to tackle any situation.
पूरा सामान नहीं निकालने पाया, पूरा बह गया, पूरा घर मेरा गिर गया, खाने का जितना था वो पूरा सामग्री पूरा भीग गया, खाने का कुछ नहीं है, हम लोग रोड पे हैं.
Let's shift our focus to some international news now. The FBI has recommended no criminal charges against Hillary Clinton for her handling of classified information during her stint as the US Secretary of State. While the probe termed Clinton's conduct as extremely careless in handling of at least 110 emails containing classified information at the time they were sent, but agency does not recommend prosecution in the matter. Meanwhile, Donald Trump has called the FBI assessment of Clinton's email as absolutely, totally rigged. Well, Britain's Conservative Party is voting to choose a new party leader who will succeed David Cameron as Prime Minister. And in round 1, Theresa May, the UK Home Secretary, has won the first round. May was the clear front-runner in the race and bagged 165 votes in the first round, which resulted in the first elimination of a candidate with the least votes. Work and Pension Secretary Stephen Crabb, who secured just 34 votes, announced he was dropping out of the race soon after and threw his support behind May. This just leaves UK Energy Minister Andrea Leadsom, who bagged 66 votes, and UK Justice Secretary Michael Gove with 48 votes, still in the race for the second round of voting on Thursday. Cameron, who had campaigned for a Remain vote, had announced he would be stepping down for a new Prime Minister to take the negotiations for Britain's exit from the European Union forward after Britain voted 52-48 in favour of leaving the economic bloc. The Tory party's 330 MPs will vote in a further round next Thursday until the 2 final candidates remain for Conservative Party's members to choose from, and the winner will be named on September 9 to replace Cameron.
the results actually tonight show that there is only one candidate really in a position overwhelmingly to unite our party and provide a strong and cohesive leadership which our country really needs at this time, and that's Theresa May. Now, I entered this leadership race with the overriding goal of putting two themes at the heart of the debate. One is unity for our divided nation, and two, opportunity, particularly for people from disadvantaged communities. I'm very encouraged by the response I had, but look at the results tonight. I think you can see there is only one candidate in a position now to unite the party.
Here's a roundup now of the other international news in our World Wrap. Bodies of 9 Italians killed by Islamist militants in the Holy Artisan restaurant in Dhaka last week were brought to Rome in a military plane on Tuesday. Italian President Sergio Mattarella, who cut short a visit to Latin America after the attack, received the bodies at the airport along with grieving family members. Belgium sentenced 15 members of an Islamic State militant cell to 16 years in prison for plotting attacks on the Brussels airport. 9 of the militants were charged in absentia. 16 people were killed in an attack on Brussels airport in March this year. Iraq's Home Minister Mohammad Ghabin has resigned after a bombing in Baghdad that killed 250 people. The Islamic State had claimed responsibility for one of the deadliest ever attack in Iraq on Sunday. The attack has sparked widespread anger among Iraqis who accuse the government of not doing enough to protect them. Let's shift focus and bring you some sports news now, and beginning with Wimbledon. 5-time champion Venus Williams reached the Wimbledon semi-finals for the first time since 2009 with the victory over Kazakhstan's Yaroslava Shvedova. Venus defeated Shvedova 7-6, 6-3 in straight sets. In Thursday's semi-finals, Venus will take on Germany's Angelique Kerber. Both Venus and Kerber won their quarterfinals in straight sets. Germany's Kerber beat Simona Halep of Romania 7-5, 7-6 and will meet Venus Williams in the semi-finals. Angelique Kerber reaches the Wimbledon semi-finals for the second time.
3-1 Miss Kerber.
Meanwhile, world number 1 Serena Williams progressed into the semi-finals after she won against Anastasia Pavlyuchenko in the quarterfinals. Serena crashed Anastasia 6-4, 6-4. The world number 1 wrapped up the tie on her second match point with a 123 miles per hour ace for 11 in total. Now she will meet another Russian, Elena Vesnina, on Thursday in the other semi-final. Top-seeded Indo-Croatian pair Osania Mirza and Ivan Dojic were knocked out of Wimbledon's mixed doubles event after losing to unseeded British duo of Neil Shubsky and Anna Smith. Sania and Dojic lost 6-4, 3-6, 5-7 in a match that lasted over 2 hours. The Indo-Croatian pair will next face Colombian duo of Juan Sebastian Cabal and Mariano Duque Marino. Well, Eid-ul-Fitr, which marks the culmination of the fasting and holy month of Ramadan, will be celebrated across the country, barring Kerala and Jammu and Kashmir on Thursday. As this lunar month was of 30 days, fasting by Muslims will automatically be over on July 7th, the day on which Eid will be celebrated. The Shahi Imam of Jama Masjid, Syed Ahmed Bukhari, also announced that the Eid will be celebrated on July 7th. In Kerala and Jammu and Kashmir, however, Eid is being celebrated today. Well, that's it on this edition of the Breakfast News. Have a good day.